Alrighty then. Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 1006. Side characters. They're more than NPCs. A side character? What is an NPC? Non-player characters from tabletop role-playing games. That non-player characters, one that the players aren't playing and that the dungeon master or game master is using to provide additional input and drive the characters along a certain path or give them information, side quests that they have to do. They can level up off the side quest before they go out and take the big baddie at the end. So NPCs, they're two-dimensional. They don't have a backstory. They're just there. And if you dig too deep and try the backstory, then you try the game master's patience and you will suffer mightily. So you just accept NPCs as they are. Side characters provide the opportunity to do or say things that your main character cannot. Sometimes they think it, but then the other person can say it without taking away your main character's persona, without violating the consistency that is your main character. So you've got your main character, your protagonist, and then the side characters. They can weave in and out of the plot. They help move the plot along. Unless your protagonist is omnipotent, you'll need somebody to provide that input so he or she can then change direction or embrace, yes, I'm on the right path, and go forward. The side characters provide that input. They also provide the question. It might just be a person on the street. What do you like? Walk by and say, what? Well, what do you like? You look unhappy. What do you like? Find it. Embrace it. And then the old lady walks off. Okay. Different questions. Wisdom that can be inserted without your character having to be all-knowing, the omnipotent character. Otherwise, why do you need side characters, sub-characters, any other characters? If your protagonist knows it all. Well, they don't. They have flaws. They have weaknesses. They have shortcomings. And side characters can help fill those without taking a major role. They're still two-dimensional. They may have a backstory, but don't get too involved in that backstory. What you want is to fluff up the main character a little bit at a time, and maybe that side character will become more important over time as they keep popping up into the story. So they can change the trajectory of the plot. They can change the trajectory of the main character's whole effort on this plot that you've got devised. The side characters, they're there to keep nudging the character in the right direction, or as a red herring, nudge the character in a wrong direction. Ask the character other questions that they interact. Because a character isn't going to go through a whole book and not interact with anybody. Generally, they don't. Okay, if you've got a character on a sailboat trying to sail across the Atlantic all by himself, all by herself, then yes, that's a very one-dimensional story. But it could be obviously have a lot of different nuances and parts. I saw a movie with Robert Redford that way. He never said a single word in the whole movie. It was him, his boat, and his trials and tribulations when that boat hit something and sunk. So what do side characters do? They're there. You have to have them because that's the background of the world you've created. So what are they doing? They've got to be doing something. So bring your side characters to life. Don't have to be three-dimensional, but they have to add life and vibrancy to the background through which your character travels. Whether it's in a small environment, a whole new world, a romance, that small town with all these flannel-wearing dudes cruising around, looking for those big city women who are home for the holidays. Yes, those guys. You need them. Even if they're not going to play a main role. Side character, they're there. They create the aura of your world. They create the vibrancy, the three-dimensionality, even though these characters themselves are two-dimensional. So side characters are great. You pepper them all over the place. You don't have to learn a whole lot. You don't even have to name them. And that's my trick. A side character, I don't give them a name in my books. So I've got almost 200 books. And side characters, you'll know him right off because he'll be the man or the post officer, or the postman, the female man, the male female. The different ways you can name a character without having him a name. If you don't get a name from me, you know that character's a side character, and they're probably not going to come to life unless later I do give them a name. All right. There we go. Peace, fellow humans. Hopefully that works.